In the bustling heart of Detroit, where the roar of engines echoed the city's unbreakable spirit, stood Apex Motors, a gleaming showroom that symbolized the American dream. But on this crisp autumn morning in 2025, the dream seemed tarnished for Marcus Hale, the unassuming owner who had built the empire from a single rusty garage. Dressed in faded jeans, a threadbare flannel shirt, and scuffed boots, remnants of his humble beginnings, Marcus wandered into his own dealership, his face hidden under a baseball cap. He wasn't there to inspect inventory or review sales, he was testing something far more valuable, the humanity of his staff. The showroom buzzed with activity. Sleek sedans and powerful trucks lined the floor like polished jewels, their chrome accents catching the sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. Salespeople in crisp suits darted between potential buyers, their voices laced with practiced charm. Marcus lingered by a vintage Mustang, his fingers tracing the curve of the hood as memories flooded back, of late nights welding frames, of scraping by on ramen and resolve. He had started Apex Motors 20 years ago with nothing but grit and a loan from his late father, a factory worker who believed in second chances. Now, at 52, Marcus was a millionaire, but he never forgot the sting of judgment, the way people dismissed him when he looked like he didn't belong. A young salesman named Tyler approached, his gelled hair and flashy tie screaming ambition. "Can I help you, sir?" Tyler asked, his tone polite but his eyes scanning Marcus from head to toe, lingering on the worn clothes. Marcus smiled faintly. "Just browsing, thinking about something reliable for my family." Tyler's expression shifted, a subtle curl of the lip, a quick glance toward the exit. "We have some budget options out back, but our premium models are for serious buyers." "What's your price range?" Marcus played along, mumbling about tight finances, watching as Tyler's patience thinned. Minutes later, the floor manager, Elena, joined in. She was sharp, efficient, with a no-nonsense demeanor honed from years in a male-dominated industry. "Sir, if you're not ready to commit, perhaps you should come back another time," she said, her voice firm. Marcus persisted, asking detailed questions about financing for low-income families, probing the edges of their empathy. That's when it escalated. Tyler whispered something to Elena, and she nodded. "I'm sorry, but we have to ask you to leave. This isn't a charity, it's a business." Two security guards appeared, escorting Marcus toward the door amid hushed whispers from onlookers. "Don't judge a book by its cover," Marcus muttered under his breath as he stepped into the crisp air, his heart heavy not with anger, but with disappointment. Little did they know, this was no ordinary customer. Marcus had orchestrated this visit after overhearing complaints from actual low-income buyers, stories of being ignored or rushed out. He wanted to see if his team embodied the values he had instilled: kindness over commissions, humanity over hustle. As he stood outside, pulling out his phone, the real test began. He dialed his assistant, instructing her to prepare for his return. Inside, the staff chuckled nervously, Tyler boasting, "Guy looked like he couldn't afford a bicycle." Elena sighed, "We can't waste time on window shoppers." The showroom returned to its rhythm, unaware that the foundation was about to crack. Moments later, a black limousine pulled up to the curb, its tinted windows reflecting the stunned faces of passers-by. The door opened, and out stepped Marcus, transformed. Gone were the ragged clothes, now he wore a tailored suit, his cap replaced by neatly combed hair. Flanked by his executive team, he strode back in, the guards freezing in recognition. Whispers rippled through the room like a gathering storm. Tyler's face drained of color, Elena's eyes widened in horror. "Mr. Hale," she stammered. Marcus nodded, his gaze steady but kind. "Yes, and I've just experienced firsthand how we treat those who don't look like they belong." The showroom fell silent, the weight of realization pressing down. Customers paused mid-conversation, sensing the drama unfolding. Marcus could have fired them on the spot, many owners would have. But that wasn't his way. He gathered the staff in the center, his voice calm yet resonant. 20 years ago, I was that poor man you just kicked out. I scraped together every penny to buy my first car lot. People like you judged me, dismissed me. But one person didn't, a kind salesman who saw potential in my eyes, not my wallet. He gave me a chance, and it changed everything." Tyler shifted uncomfortably, mumbling an apology. Elena's tough facade cracked, tears welling. Marcus continued, "Today, I didn't come to punish. I came to remind us why we're here. Cars aren't just metal and engines, they're lifelines, for single moms getting to work, families escaping hardship, dreamers chasing the horizon. We sell hope on wheels." He paused, letting the words sink in. Then, the unexpected turn. Marcus turned to a young couple hovering nearby, a man in work boots and a woman cradling a baby. They had been browsing quietly, ignored by the staff. "You two," he said, "what brings you in?" The man, Javier, explained hesitantly. They needed a reliable van for their growing family, but funds were tight after his factory layoff. The woman, Maria, added that their old car had broken down, stranding them on the highway last week. Marcus listened, his heart aching with familiarity. "Today, that van is yours, free of charge." Gasps echoed. Javier's eyes widened. "Sir, we can't," but Marcus insisted, "consider it an investment in humanity. And Tyler, Elena, you're going to help them customize it, on the house." The climax built as Marcus revealed more. He announced a new program, Apex Cares, dedicating 10% of profits to subsidize vehicles for low-income families, veterans, and first responders. Staff would volunteer time to mentor young entrepreneurs from underserved communities. "We're not just selling cars," he declared, "we're building bridges." Tyler, humbled, stepped forward. "Mr. Hale, I get it now. My dad was like you, worked 2 jobs, judged everywhere. I forgot that." Elena wiped her eyes. "We'll make this right." Word spread like wildfire. Customers applauded. One elderly veteran shared his own story of being overlooked, inspiring others to open up. The showroom transformed from a sales floor into a community hub, filled with shared laughter and tears. Javier and Maria drove off in their new van, waving gratefully, while Marcus watched, a quiet smile on his face. As the day ended, Marcus stood alone by the Mustang, reflecting. He had turned humiliation into hope, judgment into generosity. The staff, forever changed, vowed to lead with kindness. In a world quick to judge, Marcus's act reminded everyone, true wealth lies in the heart, not the bank account. And in that stunning reversal, Apex Motors didn't just sell dreams, it lived them, inspiring a ripple of compassion that touched lives far beyond Detroit's streets.